Welcome back to Old School New School podcast. Who are you?
What episode?
It's episode 56.
I'm Scott and I'm old school.
I'm Chester and I'm New School. And today we are at the end of week 7 of the NFL season.
Just finished.
Moving on to week 8.
Yep.
And we are going to be looking at some of the things that have been happening in the NFL. First thing we're going to look at is the Jets. And whether this solution was, like, whether Devontae was a good trade or not. Let's talk about it.
We said a couple weeks ago that firing the coach wasn't going to make the team any better.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers are good for maybe 2 extra wins.
Yeah.
Not much other than that. They're currently 2-5.
Yeah.
So they've got a big hole. Granted, the AFC isn't super strong.
No, not super strong at all.
So there's a chance, but the defense doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
There's the dog.
Okay. The defense doesn't look very good, and the defense looks nowhere near what they were last year. I'm not sure what changed. It doesn't really look like changing the play calling from Nathaniel Hackett has really done much. And like you said, the coach hasn't changed much. I just think it's like, I think it's time to say it. I don't think that the Aaron Rodgers experiment that the Jets had in mind worked. They thought that they would bring him in and he would play like his MVP caliber seasons in Green Bay. He would throw for 50 touchdowns and 4 interceptions and win 13 games. It also doesn't help, because he gets angry. He's got to be the center of everything. And he's a little angry when people don't know their routes because he's changing the plays 15 times before the snap, running the play clock down to 0. And he gets mad at people who don't know the routes.
He's just not. He's an okay quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not great.
Yeah.
And again, this past game, he and Devontae was not on the same page.
Obviously
been there for half a week or whatever.
Yeah.
So you weren't expecting much. Of course, he tried force feeding him a couple times. And
for sure.
It didn't work. The Jets, they're not a good team right now.
Yeah.
So that's where they're at. We'll see where they are in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about how great the NFC North is.
Yes, the NFC North, the best division in football.
If the playoffs started today, all 4 teams would
all
get in.
4 teams would get in.
So that's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I don't know. It's pretty impressive. Lions look great.
It's insane. I've seen this on some Bears fans say that them having a bye week was the worst thing possible because the Packers
lose the momentum.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and the Packers have the 3 seed now, or the 3rd place. However, I will say, even to give, giving credit where credit is due. The Bears have definitely turned it around from last season. I just don't think their what's it called their schedule hasn't been very tough. I'll say that.
No, but the Packers' schedule hasn't been all that tough either.
No, but
they just played Houston, which was obviously the toughest game. But if you look at the wins they have,
I'm not saying that they have a
Tennessee's not good.
Again, Colts are not good. Yeah.
So,
but still.
Yeah. So I got a feeling the teams are kind of going to beat each other up.
Yeah.
I can't see any of the teams in the North going, like, Packers have a loss in the division already. Mm-hmm. Vikings have a loss in the division.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Lions will have 1 or 2 losses in the division just because it's the way it is. So, that might it'll be interesting though. But it's gonna keep everybody on their toes because they're like everybody's gonna want to not like miss a game. Like the Packers play the Jaguars this this week. They can't drop that game.
No,
they can't.
Well, they lose the Jaguars. There's more problems than just the placing.
but it happens all the time. You overlook a team. You know,
That's true.
It happens. But you can't. There's no weeks off.
Yeah, but I saw a funny joke where it was like, the Bears finally decide to play good, and the rest of the NFC North decides to. But again, yes, best division in football right now.
The East stinks.
If you told me that the West
is
would
terrible.
be as bad as it is, I would call you crazy. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. So NFC North looking good.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's not much else going on right now. You know, we're almost halfway through the season, so maybe next week we'll do like a halfway through report.
Yeah. You know, there's 3, stinkers of teams. We've got the Patriots,
Browns,
Panthers,
who
and the Jaguars.
Who's
and the Titans
and the Giants.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad teams.
There's some bad teams. So who do you got in line for the top pick?
Number 1, I think I'm just gonna have to go with I'm gonna go with the Titans. I think they look the worst.
Patriots.
No way.
Team's a mess.
They'll squeeze out a couple.
They're terrible. You could be right because the AFC East, other than Buffalo,
they'll beat the Jets probably.
And the Dolphins.
Yeah. Also, another thing with the Jets, last year Zach Wilson, 4-3 at this point. I know that's. I know it's hard.
I hate that. It's dependent on teams you're playing. Yeah. Like it's a completely different season. Okay. It has nothing to do with last year. It's silly talk, clickbait. Okay. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thanks for everybody for watching.
Yeah.
We're up to 70 subscribers on YouTube,
which is awesome.
And people are watching on TikTok, and people like the dog videos the best.
Yeah.
But she'll keep picking. She loves those treats. So, don't come at her in the comments.
Yeah.
Some people are like coming at the dog in the comments. You're
like she has any idea.
The dog
what
just
she's
wants
doing.
treats.
The treats.
Anyway, that's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's it. That's a quick episode.
Yeah.
And that's it. We'll see.
Next week we'll have a more entertaining episode.
Yeah, next week we'll do a halfway mid-season review.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I think that's it.
Thanks.
Peace.
Peace.